ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਡਾ ਲੌਕ ਗੁੱਡ ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਡਾ
Good morning, Jenny. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Well, I know you had a late night meeting last night because council meetings are never early. So I have a few questions from the meeting you had last night.
Sure.
I believe you discussed the budget last night, the proposed budget.
Yes.
And when will it tell us about that, the process a little bit, and then when will it be available for the public to see?
Okay, so the budget will be is out now. So it's on our website as of today. People can go into the Surrey portal and take a look at it. The Finance Committee will be meeting on March the 9th to consider the budget. At that time, public can come and provide their comments to us personally, or they can do written comments, and the deadline for the written comments is March the 6th. So that's how they can come and talk to us, but they can look online and they will see the 2026 five-year financial plan, both operating and capital. And so I think that's pretty much the process. But in a nutshell, and what everybody I know is always interested in, what is the property tax increase going to look like? And we worked really hard on this, or our staff did, and it's a 2.6% general property tax increase. That's so for about an average single-family house, a $1.5 million house, that's about $75 a year. And so that is one of the lowest I know in the region, and so we're pretty proud of that. I think the other thing that's important to know, Ginny, is in the past we have had a 1% road tax levy. This year we didn't need to do that, partially because of the funding that we get from TransLink, so we didn't need to include that, but it is a 2.6.
Thank you, Mayor. 2.6% increase, and as you said, for the average house around 1.5 million, you're looking at $75 extra a year. And so personally, I'm surprised you were able to keep it to this because the costs have gone up, and I know the cost of doing business for the city has gone up. So what kind of steps did you take to make sure that you could keep it this low?
Yeah, I think the most important thing, and we all recognize this, and all orders of government recognize this, but certainly Surrey gets it. Affordability is significant. So our first and most important thing to address is our taxpayer and how can they afford to pay it. And so it was almost like working backwards. We didn't want to cut any services, and we didn't want to cut any of our capital programs, and we did not. And I'm very, very happy about that. Surrey will not be doing any changes in that way at all. We are going to continue to move forward with our much-needed amenities. We did, though, as I know people have heard some misinformation about, was the Surrey Police Service budget. And so that was reviewed with the Surrey Police Service, with the board, and the board came back working with our staff with a budget that was lower than it was going to be before. So we were happy with that. And the reason was they found that they had a $40 million underspend from 2025. So in effect, the new budget for the Surrey Police Service, which is still giving them their 189 new officers and doing all the things that they had anticipated around police, is about an $85 million increase to their budget.
You're absolutely right, Matt. Social media and press release after press release have highlighted how Mayor Brenda Locke and her council have cut policing during a very, very critical time when extortions are at such a high level. So I really need you to walk us through, has there been an increase or has there been a cut to the policing budget?
So I can tell you that in 2025, the actual for the Surrey Police Service, their actual spend was about $203 million. That's what they spent last year. Their new budget, so their budget in 2026, the one that we just did with them, and and this is actually comes from their board, the Surrey Police Board, is now going to be $285.5 million. So it's a significant $84.2 million increase over what they had spent in 2025. It's not a reduction at all. It's misleading for people that are saying that, and I would say that it is deliberately misleading for them to say that this is a reduction, because it certainly was not. And I think that in now getting a better understanding of it for everybody, it's important to know that they had a significant underspend in 2025 and in 2024. So in total, their underspend was over $65 million in those 2 years. We just really reset it and are moving it forward. But the fact is, their increase over their spending from 2025 is $84.2 million.
Thank you for giving that clarification, because many people, many of our listeners, became very concerned when they saw all the social media and the press releases saying that policing was being cut. But let me try to understand this. So last year, the Surrey Police Service spent $203 million and they underspent by over 40 million. And
Yes.
this year, you budgeted for them 285.5 million. So in reality, they have 85.5 million, $82.5 million to spend more than they spent last year. Am I correct?
Yeah, so you're out $1 million.
Okay.
The budget last year or this year is $284.5 million.
Okay.
And so the over from last year is $84.2 million.
Okay.
That's the increase in their spending. And, you know, I have to also say that they had asked us for 189 additional officers. Those additional officers are fully funded in that budget. We were absolutely committed to helping the Surrey Police Service grow to whatever capacity that they could in this year, and that gets them to the place where they can take over, as people have heard, District 4, District 5, because as we know, this transition is supposed to be wound up by the end of November of this year. And so we are certainly funding them to be able to do exactly that. So moving forward, they have a significant budget. I know our staff have met with the union now, and I will be meeting with the union, I believe it's next week, to have that conversation, and they are better understanding the budget moving forward. I think there was a lot of concern going into this, but I'm very comfortable with where we are right now, and I know that the Surrey Police Board is as well, and so I thank them for the hard work they did in getting here.
So that is good to hear, Mayor, that the police force is getting 80 plus million more dollars than they spent last year, plus the 189 officers they requested are fully funded.
Yeah.
Mayor, before you leave, I have one more question, and that is about the site where people can, as you know, in the South Asian community, having a site for ash, for laying of the ashes, for spreading of
Yeah.
the ashes was very, very important, and it was a commitment that was made. Can you give us an update on that, please?
Yeah, happy to. I'm really happy to. We're finally getting to where we can give some really concrete information because, as you can imagine, this is one of those issues that is not only extremely sensitive, but there's lots of issues that had to be dealt with. Provincial endorsements and environmental assessments, those have all been now completed. And, you know, I think there was a lot of misinformation by the previous council that talked about it, but they didn't really do any of the hard work behind it. So we had no previous information. They had done none of the environmental assessment part. They hadn't brought it to the province. They hadn't done anything to make this project move forward, including they hadn't budgeted for it. This is now completely budgeted. It's a $2.5 million project, and design has already started. There is work going to be started to happen in June, end of May, June, and the pier is going to be completed by September of this year, and so people will be able to use it then. It is on the Fraser River at the north end of 130th Street. It's called City Wharf, but there is lots of work to do, things like parking lot, landscaping, a washroom facility there. So that's all underway, and the design for that is all being completed. We are currently talking with the Port Authority, and that is going well as with Kwantlen First Nation, which is also going well, and that is all going to be completed so that people can scatter the ashes of their loved ones into that very fast-moving water of the Fraser River. And I have to tell you, this is really, we really wanted this to be a peaceful, respectful, inclusive place for people of all backgrounds, and respecting the cultural significance of many of the memorial rituals, those kind of things. But I can tell you, Ginny, I will be putting my dad's ashes there as well. My dad was a fisherman on the Fraser River, and so I really want to honor him by putting his ashes into the Fraser. That would be meaningful for us. So many people I know are waiting for this, and I look forward to getting to have that open so people can use it and safely put their loved ones' ashes into the river.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you so much for giving us this update. This is another issue where a lot of confusion was created about a week or 2 weeks ago, where people were being told that nothing has happened, nothing is going to happen, and now to know that concrete steps have been taken and that by September people are going to be able to see the pier and walk down the pier and have this facility here to make it easier for them to scatter the ashes of their loved ones. Once again, Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. Bye now.
ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਲੈਰੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ $40+ million ਪੁਲਿਸ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ, ਉਹ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਉਹ ਵਰਤ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. That money got taken forward. That money got taken forward. ਉਹ ਯੂਜਲੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਪੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਨ ਬਜਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਪੈਸੇ. You start from scratch. ਬਟ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਰੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ 40+ ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਡਾਲਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਡ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣ ਦਿੱਤੇ।